Hello. This is our first meeting of Pook's Books MBCK Corner. We're friends in high school, and then college kind of made us drift apart a bit because we all had like our own thing that we were doing. And then now we're meeting a bit more regularly. I feel like we're talking more,
Yeah,
and this has helped us as well.
I think it also helps because we're not in college anymore and
Yeah,
schoolwork
for
and
sure.
everything. It's like a bonding experience, basically.
So for this month of September, I chose the book and it's called Just for the Summer. So it's a book about this nurse and she is traveling to Wisconsin. And she decides to meet up with a guy. They both have this curse where every time they go out with somebody, after they end things with that person, the person finds their soulmate. So together they were like, let's date each other. And then afterwards we can find our soulmates. But obviously it leads to something more than what they expected.
I read the book on Kindle.
I cannot read digital books, so I had to go and buy it. It only cost $11, so it wasn't that bad.
That's pretty
Sam's
good.
Club.
Ooh.
I read the book on my phone.
I also read the book on my Kindle.
On a scale of 1 to 5. I think I finished the book first because I started it first. I would rate it. I don't know. It was really good. It had me kicking my feet too. Like I would say a 4 because it's not really the genre I go for. I don't know. I don't really read books, but I really like this book and I read it really quickly. It was so cute. It was so easy to read. I didn't think I was a digital book reader either, but I really liked it. I don't know. It was like reading a fanfic or something. It was just really interesting.
Your Wattpad days.
Did it give you flashbacks, actually?
Probably. I mean, using the books app on my phone, yeah, it did give me flashbacks. I was like, whoa, nah.
Okay, I'm gonna rate this book a 4 as well. Like it's definitely not like, oh my God, like this is the greatest book ever, but it definitely was a cute read. I'm a little biased because that's kind of what I would want. Because it was about a nurse and software engineer, so like I'm manifesting that for myself. It's predictable, but it also showed real parts of what it takes to be in a relationship. In some ways, I can understand the characters and what they're going through. I think the reason why I really liked it was also because they were like nurses in the beginning, and her best friend Maddie, in the part where like she's stalking people and like the LinkedIn and everything, I was like, yo, this is me.
I think I'd rate it also a 4. It was pretty good. It was an easy read. It was just a good book to start off with. Like, it had a happy ending. I read it in a day. You can kind of see them, not as a couple, like individually, like, what they had to go through to like be okay being in a relationship and their family dynamics, which I think is also very important when you're like trying to get to like know a character. Yeah, I liked it. It reminded me a lot of Mona. Her conversations with her best friend Maddie, I feel like it was just conversations that me and Mona have had. I was like, and I texted Mona during like a part of the book. I was like, is this simply about us? That's my hot take.
I I don't know. I didn't like it that much. It was definitely an easy like
What she said?
didn't like it that much. It wasn't bad, that's for sure. It was just okay for me, just personally. It was an easy read, but I kind of felt like it dragged on in some ways. I found myself while reading thinking, oh, when is it gonna finish? We were getting the same thing over and over a couple of times. It made me tired of it. I was like, okay, just get to the point, please. I did not like Emma. Maybe it's controversial
Sorry,
opinion.
who's Emma? I forgot. Oh, the main
The
character.
main
Sorry.
girl. Yeah.
So sorry, I'm bad with names. I'll take. She's right though.
I'll get into that later. But yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5. So there was times where I kind of felt like, oh, I didn't want to pick up the book again to finish it. But yeah, that was probably why.
I
Oh
felt the
yeah.
opposite. I didn't want to put it down. I kind of liked how it showed real growth because I mean, nobody really has it together by 30. Some people are just starting to get it together by 30. I mean, she had a good job. She had her like life going a certain way, with the trauma and everything, her healing from it, especially at that grown age, being able to like flip the script.
hmm I didn't feel as empathetic for her as I probably should have. I totally understand her trauma and the way she was because of it, like the avoidant attachment type of situation that she had, running away from her problems and all of that. A part of the reason why I didn't like her was probably the repetitiveness of the whole plot and how every couple of pages it was like, oh, she's small again. Can you please give me the end right now? Something I noticed about my preference as well. Like I don't like repetitiveness. I like once or twice is good, but like if she's doing this every other chapter, I probably would start losing interest. With that being said, my favorite characters were probably the kids. I would have preferred to know more about them. But yeah, that's a whole different thing. With Maddie, I had like a love-hate relationship with her. In the beginning, one of the earlier conversations that she was having with Emma, I was like, what is wrong with her? Why would she say that? What she said was something about Amber. Emma's like, she said she's going to therapy, she's trying to heal and all of that. And I was like, okay, maybe she is. But then Maddie comes out and says like this like wild wild stuff about her mom, and then I was like, what is wrong with her? Why is she saying that about her mom? So at first I was like, what? But then later on I understood her.
Personally, for me, it was also like a love-hate relationship with Maddie. But honestly, I think she became one of my favorite characters. In a sense, she's a trooper. She was young when like Emma was adopted into her family. At first, like I was also like it's out of pocket, like that's her mom. Be respectful. But then you get to see who Amber is and how she's like a repetitive cycle of her leaving her kid, and then Maddie just being there to pick up Emma. It takes a lot for a person to know exactly the way someone thinks. I wouldn't have had the patience that Maddie had. The fact that you want to help someone, but they just won't help themselves.
I totally agree with what you said. Maddie is definitely up there in terms of the characters. She knows Emma through and through, and she knows the situation with her mom better than anyone else. And we found that out as we started reading. Yeah. It was just like how blunt she was in the beginning that I was like, why is she talking about your mom like that?
You get taken back because, like, at the end of the day, it is someone's mom.
I was on Maddie's side. I was like, this lady's probably bad. Going back to what Charisma said about Emma earlier, getting small, that's just how it is. I feel like the author was trying to show you how it is for Emma to go back into like her depressive episodes.
I personally would have liked to see more of Justin and his mom's relationship. The majority of the things I remember from the book was Emma and her problems with her mom. So like we didn't really see everything that had to go with. We didn't really talk in depth about like why his mom went to prison, like what she was going through when his dad died. Prison said like I would have liked to know a little bit more about the kids because like they honestly went through like a traumatic experience. They lost their dad and then their mom went to jail. I feel like as an older sibling, I would have liked to know more about Justin and his struggles because like raising three kids, two teenagers especially, and a 5-year-old. He was 28. You know, even nothing crazy for parenthood.
I agree with you guys about Justin. There's just so much that you can uncover there. A lot of the book was just focused on like Emma and Justin, which makes sense. Instead of just having a romantic plot, I just wanted more plot.
With learning more about Justin and like things that his mom was going through, I feel like it would have been a way bigger, way longer book because she was postpartum with the girl, no? When the dad died. So it like
Yeah.
postpartum would have been like a way bigger thing. I've known women who've been speeding 100 miles with their baby in the back because have postpartum rage. Not me, just to clarify. So I guess I get why she didn't go that into depth with just that section. I did like the kids, but
Okay.
Sarah was being a little brat. I was like, girl, like you get back in your damn room. Like just had so much attitude, but she was cool. She was cool.
I like Sarah. Like
I did too.
the middle child, she is what, 13. Everyone and their mom knows that her mom went to jail. And she was moody, she was bitchy, and honestly, I feel like what 13-year-old did not give their parents shit? It was hard seeing it because she was being like that to someone that was helping her, like her brother. But at the end of the day, she was just being a regular preteen, basically.
I want to talk about Amber real quick. Yeah, exactly. I feel like
Hated that.
genuinely hated her as a character. Abby girl, give us some empathy. Give us something to feel for her so that we don't like absolutely despise the shit out of her. Because there was nothing.
Towards the end, I'm like hoping she went through some trauma, something happened for her to lie to Emma, like saying, you don't have family, you don't have anything. But like, why? Like, would you do that? I think that was like one of the things that bothered me when I like finished reading the book. You never know the why.
It had to have been something with postpartum. Abby needs to like sprinkle in some women's struggles in there because postpartum is like a really big thing that is not talked about and it's not realized. A big thing in a woman who has children's life. Some women, their postpartum journey is perfectly normal. But postpartum depression, anxiety, and rage, like those are all very real and very like serious things that can affect everything.
That's the thing. If she had mentioned anything like that, any reason of any sort, we would have felt the least bit of empathy for her at least. It would have made her a good bad character.
Like Justin's mom. Like, yeah,
Yeah, in The Silent Patient, the main character, she did some terrible things. But then we know her background. So I feel like if she did that with Amber, I wouldn't have just like despised her all the way through. I was just like, why did you put her in here if we're just gonna hate on her the whole entire time? Just tell me more about her.
Talk about Amber because I know we read the books out of order, but at the end they're like, "Oh, why bring Neil back?" Apparently, Neil was an important character. The other book,
I remember seeing that, like, oh, who is Neil? Why bring him back? I was looking at her other books because it's like book number three. The first book is actually about Emma's brother and his wife. And
That's
so, if you
interesting.
guys remember, yeah, Daniel's wife used to date Neil.
Mhm.
But I was actually going to talk about Amber. My heart broke when Emma went to the house and she saw like the photo album. She kept a secret. Emma had family. Imagine that. There's people out there for you. You don't even know it. In the terms of being an only child, when you don't have anyone to go through things with, it makes it a little bit difficult. I feel like if I had a sibling that shared the same struggles or living the same life as me, we would be there for each other, knowing that I have a built-in friend. At least I would hope they're my friend. Like it would be nice. I'm only saying that because
That's for off the record. Why would she keep her in the dark about her family? I don't know. Like,
She did say that she didn't want them to take her, which is not a good reason. Not that I'm trying to defend Amber. I don't like Amber. I don't think she was a good person. Like your hormones are out of whack because like your body wasn't your own. When you get pregnant, you lose a certain amount of brain matter and it becomes gray matter, I think it's called. A certain piece of you basically goes missing in the fact that you're pregnant. And you don't really get that back until 2 years later. You know, she was already on the run. She was already set in her ways. And then she had another baby. What were they like 4 years apart or something like that? I feel like only as like a person who goes through it, you'd be able to kind of get it because it's hard. It's hard to explain it.
the early ages of like Emma's life. Yeah, she could have been because of like postpartum depression. Yeah, she's 28 now. Or like she hasn't seen her daughter actually in 2 years. She has her adult right away. Doesn't hang out with her. She doesn't text her. She doesn't respond to her calls. Like I genuinely just think she just doesn't like her daughter. After so long, she prioritized a man over her daughter. I think that's the biggest thing for me. She just didn't put in the effort. She just didn't care. And she's a shitty mom for it. Maybe I'm being harsh. I can pass by the first couple of years of someone's life because of postpartum depression, but like she's 28 now.
that's the thing. It could have been postpartum, like first few years and all of that, but then, yeah, she is 28 years old. Smallest gestures, if she had anything good in her, she would have come to her senses and been like, okay, this is my daughter. I should be doing better. When she went to bring lunch to Neil, the fact that she did not even pack a little snack for her daughter, and the fact that Justin came and brought her lunch and Maddie lunch, like he was a better mother than she was. Like,
You know, obviously postpartum can't be a reason forever for all 30 years of her life. Something was wrong with her, like mentally, obviously.
They said that she was always like this, even like before she had kids. She was like this. All right,
Let's talk
let's brighten
about
up the mood. Let's brighten up the mood. Let's talk about.
yeah, if you guys have like any questions that you liked from the book club questions at the end, we could ask them. The question that I want us to talk about is the third one. Do you think Emma leaving to work on herself was brave or selfish? I think it was brave.
I think it was brave too. I was annoyed at her posting up to like the end, but like when she made that decision to like leave him, yeah, she was doing him a favor, but she was also thinking about the kids. They're just getting used to Justin. Her coming in and having her episodes was just gonna like cause more chaos for the kids. And they're at a young age where like they're growing they're growing up.
Let's talk a little bit about the main plot of the book, like the romance and all of that. They both have this curse. They can't meet the love of their life, blah, blah, blah. But then she did meet him, but then she decided to leave him to work on herself. Like she saved him from all that trauma that he could have gone through. There was a possibility that he wouldn't have been waiting for her, like that he would have been moved on. But the fact that she chose to leave, I think that was very brave of her.
I was also gonna agree and say yes, I think she was brave. You know, you spend so much time talking to somebody like that and like you go on dates and I feel like it's hard to say bye to them. The more important person was herself. Sometimes you really do have to put yourself first. Like, how are you feeling in that moment? Like, what do you think that you want? She knew that she wasn't in a place to be like someone's partner. Put all that trauma onto him and into the kids. Justin has a lot on his plate. 3 kids and managing a relationship. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think she was brave for doing that. It just sucked. It's not that he purposely was waiting for her, but like, who else was he gonna talk to? Like, he was busy. He was getting his shit together. How do y'all do that?
Okay, so go to like the video settings. There's like a little tab, a little arrow that goes up, and then you choose.
Oh,
And she
oh.
texted me, and I was like, no, it was a nice surprise that he waited for her. What did I expect him? Yes. In real life, would I have expected that? No. The relationship was cute. There was definitely a build up from attraction to like more emotional depth. Also, the casual thing, I was like,
Why would you even say that?
This man put so much effort into this date, like sending her surveys, making sure she was comfortable. Like, hello? He took a unicorn floaty just to check up on her when she was sick. And she wants to say, you're okay with casual sex, right? Okay, if someone did that to me, bye.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm still confused. There's no video filter section.
wait, you updated your thing though. Here, let me
It
share my
did.
screen.
It's fine. It's fine. I get it. Like she's thinking that like, oh, like he's a man. Like, it's fine. Like, he's just gonna go along with it. Men are men. But like, this is a man written by a woman. But obviously, she don't know that. But it's just like, oh, Charisma, your hands raised.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
I I was gonna say, because this was brought up a couple of times in the book, do you believe in right person, wrong time?
Ooh,
I don't.
okay.
I agree. I used to believe like, oh yeah, that's the thing. That's not a thing. If it worked out, it worked out. If it didn't, people come back.
If they were the right person, they wouldn't be here at the wrong time.
I don't know. I don't count. I don't count as a person in the dating life.
Yeah,
I don't.
you're married. You are
But,
married. Mona, what do you
But
think?
but I think that everything happens for a reason.
If you're meant to be with that person, you can't do anything that will mess it up. And this kind of ties into like second chances, which, by the way, I have an opinion on. I'm not even going to get into it because this is like for somebody else. I don't think I really believe in right person, wrong time because, things happen for a reason. Unfortunately, that's just how it is and it sucks. But let's say you guys leave to work on yourself, but like in the end, you guys come back to each other. It's kind of like, is
It's
Brenda
kind of
saying
like right
something?
person, wrong time. Side eye.
No, but like, like whatever's meant for you, you can't mess it up. Like it will always find its way back to you.
I'm sorry. You guys don't believe in everything happens for a reason? Like,
No,
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 what?
I
We
believe in
do.
that.
okay. Because when I said
Yeah.
It's
everything happens
hard,
for a
but like,
reason, like
yeah.
you're saying that I'm a married woman, the shout out,
yeah,
No,
that's
no.
for like right person, wrong time.
That's why we were like, you're a married woman. Sit
'Cause,
down.
yeah,
In this one, it was nice to see that there was a second chance. Maybe they are right person, right time for each other. Type B. What I'm trying to
Type
say,
B.
I don't know.
Second chances are reserved for very special, very, very special occasions. If the man was an asshole your entire relationship and he comes back and he's like, oh, I changed, and you give them a second, no, no, no.
No!
Second chances are when like a valid reason. Valid is different for everybody, but this is what is valid to me. This situation was valid. He gave her a second chance and it worked out. That was good. None of them were out of line anyway. Like there wasn't any of cheating involved. Like if he cheated once, he's gonna do it again. Like what makes you think he's not gonna do it again? Same way goes around like for women. If they cheated once, they're gonna do it again. But yeah, I rest my case.
Is Justin the asshole?
Justin is definitely not the asshole. I love the way she started out the book with that. It
it was
actually caught
interesting.
my attention and
Yeah,
wanted.
I've been watching those things on TikTok and everything with the little Minecraft people doing parkour. Yeah, I love that shit.
What do you think about Emma and Maddie's lifestyle? Would you like traveling and changing states every 3 months?
It depends. If I
Mm,
wasn't like a mom or married, then maybe. If I was like a single person traveling with my best friend, it sounds like fun.
I'm gonna say I would too. Like,
I
I
would
like
too.
it. I feel like where we are in life right now, like being in our early 20s and feeling very stagnant. Like, we want adventure, we want something new and experiences. And Silali was like saying this before, like, it's hard. Like, when you live by yourself for 4 years at college and then you like come home, we're shifting back to where we were before. Like, I feel like the people that we were at school, that was a different side of us, and we were growing into who we are meant to be. But then coming back kind of just pulls us back to square one, at least for me, negative habits, negative behaviors. But yeah.
Yeah, it's the things
Mm.
that we thought we left behind that they're no longer part of us because we're back in that same environment. We're faced with them again, and we kind of aren't sure what to do with that because we were gone from it for so long.
It's like accepting that you're finally 22 while being seen as 17 by the others around you.
Yeah, I feel like also me.
There's like me 21.
Your time will come.
You're almost there.
I think me going away for college was also me running away from my problems. I wanted an outlet. I couldn't stand it anymore. That was my safety net. And I think that's why I'm so attached to being there, attached to the idea. I don't think I ever really healed from my issues. Like I moved on from it, but I just never healed from it. It's popping up into my life more so than I thought.
I love college. It was great. I finally got to see what life was like when someone wasn't depending on me, or like my schedule wasn't running around someone else's, which was so nice. I did miss having a car though.
I really liked college. I've always liked being in school learning. I really enjoyed what I was learning. I moved away from my family abruptly and, started just doing things on my own. I guess it's kind of like moving away from home in a sense. I get that. But I don't know. I liked being independent. I like being, away from my family because
And
it's
that's for off the record.
So next month is Brenda.
Yes,
So
Brenda.
Brenda,
I found this book on TikTok called I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. It's about a young woman that has been held hostage in a cage as long as she can remember with 39 other women who are surrounded by guards, and yet no one knows why they're there or how they got there. I'm kind of into mysterious, something with like a big reveal. I kind of like those types of books. I feel like that's kind of interesting. She's never known men, like for like with 39 other women. Oh my God, like it's great.
I'm really excited for it. Yeah, because we don't have Zoom Pro, it just like abruptly ends. How did you guys like it?
I feel like we talked more about like individual characters rather than like Justin and Emma's relationship, which I enjoyed. And you got to see the different perspectives of like, because we didn't agree. Brenda didn't like Sarah, but we like Sarah.
All of us were just like, I don't know about right person, wrong time. And Brenda was like, like I don't really know what it means by right person, wrong time because I feel like Emma and Justin were kind of different in that sense. I feel like that's more like second chance, right?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
I was really glad that we got to read it together because I've been wanting to read it. And so like when I had the chance to take it, I was like, yeah, why not?
It was definitely a good start of our book club. I like that we all had different opinions. Some of us really liked it, some of us didn't like it as much. It was pretty nice to discuss all
Yeah.
of that. So I can't wait for us to do that with the next book. We'll see what happens.
I feel like the next book is just gonna be great. I
I
don't know. I have high
know.
expectations.
I hope it is. We'll meet up again in a month for
We shall
October's.
reconvene.
Bye. See you next month.
Bye, Pookies.
Bye, Pookie.
Bye.